G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the game between Geelong and Essendon, which was at GMHBA Stadium, and it was Geelong getting the chocolates by 44 points by the end of the game. You'd have to say it wasn't the most exciting game of all time to watch. It was a Friday night footy was there, but Geelong did what they had to do without being super flashy. Whilst it, certainly highlighted a few things Geelong can work on, they also got the job done. They got challenged a little bit as well, which the Bombers have been good at doing that throughout sort of games in the season. I recall it was against Sydney last week. They only lost by two and a half goals. Brisbane, they took them right down to like 2 or 3 goals over in Brisbane. So, it's... From a systematic perspective, you'd be happy with how the Bombers are going on that front, considering all the people and all the players that they have out of the side and kind of unearthing, some talent that they have. But, they gave it a good crack, and it was probably good for Geelong to get challenged a little bit as well. You don't want to be winning by 100 points and then face some bigger teams and get the real reality check. So, clunky at times, didn't finish off our work, I guess, in terms of hitting the scoreboard in the right way. Still ended up with 34 scoring shots, not discounting the ones that didn't make the trip, went out on the full, so it's probably like 40 shots on goal thereabouts. Not too dissimilar to Port Adelaide, and Port kicked 9 goals the week before, so, a relatively similar kind of game style, but in saying all that, Geelong just didn't, kick as straight as they previously had. Started off like a house on fire, though. So Shannon Neal had a hot patch there. He kicked the first 3 goals of the game. It was all looking pretty easy then and there. Still had a decent margin to quarter time. So, getting field position. Bombers challenged the Cats in the clearance game. I thought Durham and Merritt was really good in the contest there, inside the midfield battle there at the centre bounce. Then, from there, general intercept game was really good. I'd have to say, just in terms of at least 2 keys out of the game that I'm stoked with are the ability for us to intercept what the Bombers were trying to do. So, we won the ball back a stack, which was great. So it speaks to a few things. Bombers don't have the most experienced forward line. They've got a fair few out. Experienced defence from the Cats side. You wonder the quality of ball going inside 50, but, I mean, when you got Zach Merritt and Durham and these guys, there's some quality just before you get forward to the ball. So, you can only intercept what gets given to you, I guess. The other part I was pleased to see was continuing on our, forward cohesion with, marks inside 50 was a really good indicator yet again this week. It was 29 last week, and we'll go into the stats shortly to kind of take us through that. The second term, again, just didn't, kind of meandered a little bit. We got a bit of scoreboard pressure on. The Bombers also didn't hit the scoreboard too much, so it was a bit of a snooze test in the second term. And I'm sure the third term is probably the term that most Bombers fans and neutral fans would have been loving to see, because, look, for a moment, the Bombers got it back to 20 points in that third term, as you can see here, with they kicked 4 in a row. So that's a bit of a concern to, get on a run like that or concede a run like that, which, against the better teams, they're probably going to maybe kick 5 or 6 if you allow that kind of leeway to the opposition. That was after Jack Henry went off the ground, so I wonder the correlation and causation amongst those variables listed there. Still got 4 on the term, but sort of conceded 5, and largely, it feels like a lot of teams, if their centre bounce game is really strong, then all of a sudden, you look pretty vulnerable. Probably why Carlton just keep beating us, because that's the only part of the game they can sort of go well in, and then you get field position, you're in a pretty good spot. Then you got to run the whole length of the ground. But we have been decent at doing that, throughout the year in terms of just winning the ball back and then charging off half back, which I felt like we had good moments in. Possibly overused the ball a little bit. final term, Bombers still chipped away a little bit. So, yeah, they had 8 in the second half. It was, slight lapse in the second half. We kicked 8 ourselves, 8 goals, 9. But, yeah, I look at the scoring shots more of an indicator as opposed to the margin, so to speak. I go, well, Essendon had 15 shots on goal and Geelong had 34. So, yeah, I'll look at it like that. And possibly more shots from both sides that either didn't make the trip or went out on the full. But, yeah, again, in that final term, we missed a few. I think Jez missed about 3 in the last quarter. He might have kicked one as well. So, yeah, it was professional to sort of, dig the heels in three-quarter time. And when we did get challenged throughout the game, and I felt like several weeks in a row we've had that sort of come into play, we've been able to, respond back really quickly. More exemplified in that third term where you had Myers kick that one really, really needed. And then Manners sort of, finished off some work there to make it very tough for the Bombers to sort of, mount any kind of comeback. And they still had a good crack, the Bombers, but wasn't to be. Geelong too strong, too professional in the end. So it's interesting sort of state. It's tricky. It's a long season. You're not going to be 110% every week. These games happen. Brisbane, they had a draw with North Melbourne and Tassie. I don't think anyone would have expected that going into season 2025. So again, and I see Brisbane as the benchmark. I see them as the team to beat for season 2025 for going back-to-back premiers. So that if they can have a lull, you can't be too critical on Geelong. Just kind of not going 110%. Off the back of all of that, we've had a really good opportunity to give Paddy a good rest. Hopefully the Cats make the finals. They're half foot in the door, qualified for finals with 15 and a really good percentage. But again, it's going to be, we're not going to know for probably the next few weeks, and possibly not even after not until Gold Coast and Essendon play in terms of where everyone's actually going to finish. So we'll see how that plays out. And Jack Martin as well wasn't quite right, was able to, again, get rested. So I don't know what Carlton would have previously done. They probably would have just gone, no, you're fine, you'll be right to play, and then he gets injured over and over. So, again, but I'm not going to speak for other footy departments and other medical teams. Just a possibility that thinking out loud. All right, let's get stuck. So that's a bit of a overview of the game from my lens, and we'll have a bit of a look at the team stats. Plus 18 with the footy for the Cats, plus 5 inside 50s, pretty close. The Bombers got a decent bit of supply. Efficiency inside 50s, damn good. That is what you want. 70% for the Cats. So it wasn't like 60 or 70 inside 50s, but just when we did get it in there, it was clear to get a score. And the Bombers a little bit tougher done by with the Cats' defence, and some of their use going inside 50. Plus 13 in the hitouts for the Cats, and plus 9 in the clearances. Didn't feel like it on the night, but hey, I'm sure once you watch the replay back, it's all a bit different. Sending out of the centre bounce, it felt like we just couldn't get a centre bounce clearance, so I'm sure we probably got a fair few late, 14 to 10, and around the stoppages, around the grounds, we got plus 5 in that department. Contested ball was good, plus 15 on the outside, plus 25 for the Cats. More turnovers for Bombers, makes sense. I feel like we're always around that 56 mark, so as you can see, below average, which is a positive in terms of a turnover. Thought the Bombers' marking game, they were able to get a lot of marks, but we do too. So, they got slightly above average there. They were using the ball by hand and foot really well. Marks inside 50, so 21 this week. It was 29 last week. This is our average, so we're well above average for marks inside 50 at the moment. Again, we are playing some teams that their season's basically done and dusted. But teams will still have a crack, no doubt about that. 11 for the Bombers. Contested marks pretty even. Time in front, I want to get this stat. I feel like Geelong's time in front might be more than any other team, but I don't review the other 17 teams either. Bombers out-tackled us, that makes sense. And front percenters in the favour of the Cats. Not too many, it was, there you go. Normally it's about 50 or so. not this time. The votes are really difficult because no one was absolutely screaming that they've been the best player. And I'm still not even sure, even though I've already had a look, but I'll go Sean Manor, 3 votes. 3 goals for him, 20 touches, 4 marks as well, 5 tackles, also got a couple of clearances. Just felt, the 3 goals he did kick were all at really crucial times throughout the game when we absolutely needed them. So, I don't know if he's best on ground, but it's really tough. I need the 5-4-3-2-1 format for this week. So even when you play well, the only time you don't need the 5-4-3-2-1 is when you play really poorly. 2 votes. I'm going to go Mark Blitzarves. He had the 2 goals, 22 disposals, took 6 marks. He was doing some ruck work as well. A couple of clearances for him, and also set up 2 goals himself. So I kind of like the role he was playing. He was kind of roaming everywhere, playing forward, and kicked it at his kicking boots on this week. So he was good from that front. And I think he's unheralded. He gets, sometimes he doesn't get, your 20, 30 disposals, but all the heavy stuff like making contests and marks on the wing, are invaluable. So I thought, his game was really positive. 1 vote. I'm going to go Brian Myers for the 1 vote. Happy 150th for Brian Myers. I know he was absolutely loving it and lapping it up. 1 goal, 22 disposals for Brian Myers. 6 marks, 3 tackles, 4 clearances, and just shy of 500 metres gained. Pretty good game time for him as well. It didn't go too crazy. So no, he's been really clean the last few weeks, and really enjoying watching him play at his best, and very interested to see how he goes for the rest of the season. Baz was pretty solid, very solid in fact. 31 disposals for him, 6 marks, 4 tackles, 9 clearances, which is insane. 700 plus metres gained, 3 goal assists. Probably almost could have got a vote there. Probably. But we know how brilliant he is and how much he loves getting the ball in his hands. He was lacing up Jez from 80 metres out. It was a laser-like pass. He gets a lot of flack for his kicking, but when he nails them, it's really good. Jez probably stiffed on to get a vote either. 4 goals, 15 disposals, 7 marks for him, couple of tackles. Gets a lot of game time though, doesn't he? But he didn't quite finish off his work as well as he normally would have. He probably would have got a vote. Had he kicked maybe a 5 or a 6er. Missed about 3 in the last quarter. So he wasn't missing a thing the last month, and then got into his head the last sort of quarter. But he's having an unbelievable season. 79 goals, 21 to go. Can he do it? We'll wait and see. I personally don't think I think he had to kick like 8 or 9 to give himself an actual chance tonight. But that's last night. But that's how it goes sometimes. All right, here, where are we up to? Zach Guthrie, really good. 16 in possessions, 10 marks, couple of tackles as well in there. I thought he wins the ball back as good as anyone. He had a great chase down tackle on Kako. Absolutely love that. Maxie Holmes had 29, 4 marks, 3 tackles, couple of clearances, set up a goal, 500 metres gained. Wasn't at his blistering best and getting 800, 900 metres gained this week, but again, still a really solid output from Max. Getting towards September, assuming the Cats can make it. I feel like I've said it every week and don't like the chances of missing. We'll see how that goes. But we'll find out in the next week or 2 and whether Geelong will play finals. I can guarantee that. Jack Bowes, maybe even 3 weeks if we really capitulate and Gold Coast play out of their skins. We'll never know. Jack Bowes, speaking of Gold Coast Suns, 24 disposals. He missed 1, 4 marks, 4 tackles, 3 goal assists, 400 metres gained. So, really good. Contribution from Jack Bowes. I felt like he was kind of everywhere throughout the game, and I liked what he did. So he was good. Tommy Atkins, 20 disposals for him. Took a mark as well. 6 tackles, 5 clearances, set up a goal as well. Had a shot for goal. Didn't quite go the way he would have liked. That's okay. He's the engine room, heart and soul of the Cats. He loves it. Stewie was better. 18 possessions for him, 6 marks, couple of tackles, 400 metres gained. Had some good spoils in there as well when the Bombers were really sort of making a charge for it. Was accountable as well for the most part. So, yeah, Stewie was good. Connor O'Sullivan, the high-flying Sully, 11 disposals for him, 10 marks off those 11 disposals. So, yeah, he was great in the air, I felt. A couple of tackles as well. Just, coming on as a real fine player for us and having a fine season for Geelong. Over to Mark O'Connor, the Shark. Good in the air, as always. He took 5 marks with his 16 possessions. Set a goal up as well. Just, having a real fine season. I'm enjoying watching him play. Shannon Neal was playing like Wayne Carey in the first 10 minutes of the game. He kicked 3 goals, 7 disposals, 5 marks, 4 tackles. He was everything early. He went pretty quiet after that. I don't know if he took a nap. I think him and Jez were taking turns in taking naps, but that's all right. That's how it goes. He was very strong in the air, though, and I mean, yeah, you take that for a game. So if you get that early, kudos. Ollie Dempsey, a little quiet out of 12 disposals. Kicked 1 goal, 1, a couple of marks, 6 tackles for him. Yeah, didn't have to be everywhere, but he's just playing his role, doing what he needs to do. Hopefully, he can get some more of the ball in his hands because he's quite creative and crafty with it. Bradley Close, 1 goal, 3 for him. Missed a few as well. 15 disposals, 4 marks as well, and set up a goal. We know, how hard he works, and whilst it's not always on the stat sheet, he probably clocks up most of the kilometres in that forward line with all the running and stuff that he does up and down the ground, going back to defence to help the defenders out, and then charge back to goal. Mitchie never got a bit of the ball. He was back in, 17 disposals, 6 marks, 3 clearances, set up a goal. He's got good hands. That's probably the main strength that he does have. I do have my reservations on playing him in a final if Geelong make it. But look, good to give him some opportunity anyway. Still has those fumbles and clunky moments, but again, he hasn't played too much footy in the AFL, so we'll see how that goes. Lawes had 11 disposals and 11 kicks, so he was not giving the hands off. He was backing himself in, and you want him kicking more often than not. He's a great kick. 5 marks and 3 tackles for him. Yeah, steady night. Again, just did the work he needed to do in the back line. Rebounded, gave us some thrust forward, and all good from Lawes. Tyson Stengel, he was a little quiet again. 3 behinds for him, 10 touches, 3 marks, 3 tackles, couple of clearances. He looked menacing at times. He just couldn't finish off his work, so he had the yips a little bit. I think he kicked maybe 2-3 against Port last week. So he's getting plenty of shots, but he's spraying a few as well. Hopefully we can get that dialed in. In coming weeks. Reece Stanley, 6 disposals for him, a couple of marks as well, a tackle, clearance, 24 hit-outs for him. So, again, in the ruck, he had a good go there. Goldie still has a bit of a run and dash in him, even at the ripe old age of 36, 37, however old Goldie is. But, Reece is just doing what he needs to do. O'Sheen Mullen had 9 disposals for his game, 3 marks, 2 tackles, and a clearance. I think he had those 3 possessions in the first 30 seconds. So he was a bit quiet after that for the game time he did have. But tagging merit at times and, ensuring that, they didn't go too crazy from the midfield. Over to Jack Henry, he had the 6 disposals, 5 marks. Played reasonably well, went off injured, so hopefully that's not too bad, but we'll see how that comes out in the wash. Sam de Koning, 8 disposals for him, 3 marks. Not too bad. I still feel like, he just trails in on opponents at times and can fall asleep a little bit before the contest. And anyway, he's good structurally for what he allows Blitz halves to do. So, we'll see how that goes. I know McMahon kicked 4. I don't know who was on him, whether it was de Koning, Henry, or... But I know McMahon kicked 4. So you can read into that however you like. Jai Clark, 6 disposals for him. for half a game. He got subbed in when Henry came off. Honestly, not much of the ball, considering he would have been playing in the guts and on the wing. So, again, I don't think he's in Geelong's best team. We don't even have our best team available right at the moment, but, I don't think he's in contention for mine. Guess he's giving him a go, but, he just needs to get more of the ball, needs to have more of an impact for that. I guess I'll get his young, probably third season in for Jai. So, hopefully become a good player, but, it's going to be either a long... or slow burn, or just another miss in the first round for Geelong. All right, let's have a look at next week. So 2 rounds to go right at the very moment. We'll suss the ladder out once that loads. Geelong sitting top 2 right at the very moment. Brisbane's still to play today very shortly against the Swans. So if Sydney could just win, that'd be terrific. Thank you. But yes, we'll see how that all pans out. However, Geelong should focus on having destiny in their own hands, and it certainly will be tested next week. They've got Sydney in Sydney. In terms of recent games against Sydney, we have lost at the SCG. We've drawn there in 2023, and I reckon we lost the last 2 or 3 before that. So, I historically haven't been good at the SCG from Geelong's perspective. I remember even in 2021 we were up by nearly 5 goals at quarter time. Swans came back, and that was the one where the kick was 20 metres and they called play on when Cameron marked it. And then Rowbottom should have been picked for holding the ball, and he didn't get pinged. So anyway, I'm not bitter at all. But it's interesting. Sydney are playing probably their best footy. They got their stars back. That all makes sense. In Sydney, it's going to be a pretty tough assignment. Cats will get a little bit of a break, so they'll be hopefully cherry ripe for it. I mean, from Geelong's perspective, I find this a bit of a mini final. Sydney, very minimal finals chances, although they'll give themselves a crack mathematically somehow if they were to beat Brisbane. Although, it seems very unlikely that they can still make it. Although, they're the ultimate auditors. I find they make you earn every sort of game. There's generally no easy games against the Swans, and the last few times against them has definitely found that out. So, I'm leaning more towards Sydney in this game, and that may sound strange given Geelong's recent form, but Geelong playing well, but I don't think they're playing as well as Sydney have been playing in the last sort of month, 6 weeks. Their form sort of stacks up slightly better, looking a bit better. We've been a bit clunky, just not quite on the same page, while still kicking some pretty reasonable scores. But it's a really big game for Geelong, actually, because you go in expecting to win, and if you want to be, qualifying as high as you can, and you want to be taken seriously come finals time, if you're good enough, then Geelong have to be winning this game. So it's a really big game for them to get over the line, to take a sort of a mini scalp heading into the final. So you don't really want to fall over that hurdle. We'll see what takes place there. But it's a big game. I'm probably more leaning towards Sydney than us. Might be due for a bit of a loss as well, a little bit of an upset. So that's kind of my logic there. Hopefully I'm wrong. I'd love to be wrong on that. But, philosophically, Geelong humming along. They're going okay, sitting top 2. I mean, sitting top 2 late in the season's pretty solid. There's still plenty of work to do. There's still stuff to sharpen up. And, I'm sure the Cats are no doubt aware of that. Just that defending transition, Bombers were able to move it a bit easily at times and sort of out of the centre. Probably they're the 2 big stones in the shoe that I've got in terms of weaknesses for Geelong when a team gets momentum and sort of gets a bit of control in the game. Those seem to be the 2 areas that that can sort of get Geelong unstuck a little bit. So again, time will tell. In retrospect, on easy runs, soft runs, all I know is Geelong had probably just about the toughest opening draw first half of the season, and you can't get a tough draw for the whole season. So anyway, that's all from me, folks. Hope you enjoyed the review. That's my 2 cents on the game. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe away so you can see how the Cats are panning out each and every week. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks again for listening in, watching on. I'll catch you guys on the next video.